Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some truly inspiring stories. First up, meet Dennis Lui, a self-described lazy guy who defied expectations by smashing marathon records and making history as Hong Kong's first to complete all 7 Abbott World Marathon Majors in under 3 hours each. His journey shows that with mental resilience and a bit of grit, even minimal training can lead to extraordinary achievements. Next, we're celebrating Hong Kong's impressive sports scene. Coleman Wong made waves at the US Open, reaching the third round and beating top-ranked players. Not only that, but our table tennis stars Chun-ting and Baldwin brought home gold from Sweden. Hong Kong's sports stars are shining brighter than ever, thanks to better funding and dedicated training, and they're showing the world what we're capable of. Finally, on the financial front, Hong Kong stocks are holding steady, with the Hang Seng Index inching up as investors shift focus away from mainland Chinese shares. Chinese car dealers and jewelry companies are gaining, partly fueled by record-high gold prices. Mainland investors are snapping up Hong Kong stocks, attracted by better valuations, while the market remains about 20% cheaper than the mainland. Please continue to watch for more details. South China Morning Post highlights the inspiring story of Dennis Lui, a humble Hong Kong marathon runner who defies stereotypes of laziness with his extraordinary achievements. Despite calling himself lazy and enjoying simple pleasures like sleeping, Lui has made history by completing all 7 Abbott World Marathon Majors in under 3 hours each, a feat achieved by less than 4% of marathon runners globally. His journey began modestly in 2008 with a 10 km race, but a pivotal moment came in 2016 when he joined a local running club and adopted a rigorous training regimen, culminating in a personal best of 2 hours 44 minutes and 30 seconds at the 2024 London Marathon. Lui's mental resilience, strategic pacing, and unwavering self-motivation have propelled him toward his goal of breaking the 2-hour 40-minute barrier, all while maintaining a grounded perspective rooted in personal growth and connection through running. His story underscores how perseverance and discipline can transform a casual hobby into a groundbreaking achievement, cementing his place in Hong Kong's sporting history. The South China Morning Post also sheds light on Hong Kong's tennis scene, emphasizing the importance of structured development and strategic planning to nurture future stars like Coleman Wong. Wong's historic run at the US Open, where he reached the third round as the first Hong Kong player to do so in a modern era, exemplifies the city's rising tennis talent. His success is attributed to long-term dedication, including training at Rafael Nadal's academy in Spain and persistent effort in the face of fierce global competition. Hong Kong's tennis chief, Michael Chung, stresses that talent alone isn't enough. A sustainable and well-organized system, comprising quality coaching, resources, and a supportive culture, is essential for cultivating more elite players. Cheng's vision extends beyond tennis, aiming to position Hong Kong as a hub for international sports entertainment through innovative events like the upcoming Ultimate Tennis Showdown, which seeks to blend sports, culture, and tourism, and to leverage new iconic venues like the Kai Tak Sports Arena to boost the city's global sports profile. Hong Kong's broader sports landscape is experiencing a renaissance, as detailed by the SCMP opinion piece, which celebrates the city's recent successes across multiple disciplines. Coleman Wong's breakthrough at the US Open, along with achievements in table tennis, cycling, rowing, golf, fencing, swimming, karate, and wushu, signals a promising future for Hong Kong's athletes on the international stage. These victories, often achieved against formidable opponents, reflect increased investment in sports infrastructure, coaching, and public engagement, fostering a burgeoning sporting culture. The city's men's rugby team reaching the World Cup finals for the first time, alongside medals from the Asian Games and World Games, demonstrates a collective momentum driven by strategic support and passionate participation. While acknowledging ongoing challenges, the SCMP emphasizes that Hong Kong's sports community is just beginning to realize its potential, with major events like the upcoming National Games serving as pivotal opportunities to sustain and accelerate this upward trajectory. The South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong stocks are maintaining their gains, with the Hang Seng Index inching up slightly as investors shift their focus away from mainland Chinese equities, which appear to be showing signs of fatigue after reaching a decade high. While the broader mainland markets, such as the CSI 300 and Shanghai Composite, experienced slight declines, Hong Kong stocks like Zhongshan Group and Chow Tai Fook Jewelry surged on record gold prices. Mainland investors are increasingly buying Hong Kong stocks, attracted by their lower valuations, about 20% cheaper than mainland stocks, and the anticipation of a significant military parade in Beijing celebrating China's World War II victory, which kept the local market's momentum steady amid mixed performances across Asia. The South China Morning Post also highlights Hong Kong's pension regulators' initiative to review low-fee funds within the Mandatory Provident Fund, MPF, especially as the city faces an aging population and more workers plan to continue earning beyond traditional retirement age. The review, set to conclude next year, will scrutinize the fee cap for the Default Investment Strategy, DIS, which has been capped at 0.95% since 2017, and consider whether to lower it further. With many residents unable to meet their savings goals and a significant number of active MPF accounts remaining post-retirement age, authorities are contemplating adjustments to asset de-risking mechanisms and contribution levels to better serve the needs of the silver economy, amid the broader context of economic recovery and demographic shifts. SCMP opinion sheds light on Hong Kong's ongoing battle against a rising scam epidemic, fueled by the proliferation of digital platforms that facilitate increasingly sophisticated fraud schemes. Investment scams surged by nearly a quarter in the first half of 2025, with losses soaring over 1.48 billion Hong Kong dollars, as scammers exploit online rental platforms and social media to target victims with fake investment opportunities and pig butchering schemes. The article emphasizes that no sector is immune, from fake concert tickets to high-stakes investment fraud, and warns that even highly educated individuals are vulnerable. Law enforcement agencies are intensifying cross-border cooperation, and private sector firms are implementing new safeguards, but the fight against scams remains a pressing and complex challenge that requires ongoing, comprehensive efforts to protect the public. South China Morning Post vividly illustrates how Hong Kong women's life expectancy has soared to a record high of 88.4 years in 2024, surpassing the previous year's figure and outpacing men, who reach an average of 82.8 years. Experts attribute this remarkable trend to women's higher levels of social engagement, their propensity to seek help, and biological advantages like hormonal factors that promote longevity. Conversely, men's lives are more often cut short by high-risk activities such as smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, and physically demanding jobs, which increase their vulnerability to diseases like lung and liver conditions. The report emphasizes the importance of gender-specific strategies, highlighting that older women tend to be more socially active and emotionally expressive, while men often face loneliness and social isolation, which adversely affect their mental health. The disparities extend to social security and mental health service utilization, with women more actively seeking psychiatric help and receiving social assistance, underscoring the need for targeted policies that address the unique needs of each gender as Hong Kong's elderly population continues to grow. The South China Morning Post also captures the poignant potential end of the Wafu Estate's cherished Hungry Ghost Festival, a community tradition rooted in local history and cultural heritage. This annual event, revived in August after pandemic restrictions, symbolizes unity among residents of diverse backgrounds, honoring ancestors through offerings, fire rituals, and communal participation. However, the ongoing redevelopment of Wafu Estate, which began in March 2024 and will span until 2040 to 41, threatens to erase this vibrant tradition. The estate's unique layout, featuring an open courtyard that fosters community gathering, is being replaced by modern structures lacking such communal spaces, raising concerns about the festival's future. Elderly residents, many of whom are the custodians of this tradition, face the challenge of aging and displacement, with the risk that the festival, and the community bonds it sustains, may vanish if younger generations do not continue the practice. Researchers and community leaders emphasize that preserving this intangible cultural heritage requires deliberate efforts, as the loss of such rituals would mean losing a vital link to the estate's history and collective identity. The South China Morning Post vividly portrays the crisis faced by India's textile industry amidst the imposition of a 50% U.S. tariff, a blow that threatens to undo decades of growth and resilience. The tariffs, part of a broader set of trade tensions initiated by Donald Trump's administration, have sharply curtailed India's exports to its largest market, the United States, which accounts for nearly 29% of its textile and apparel sales. This seismic shift risks slashing exports by up to 70%, endangering millions of jobs, especially in Tamil Nadu, a major textile hub, where 20,000 factories are at immediate risk. Faced with this economic upheaval, industry insiders are calling for urgent government support and seeking alternative markets such as Japan, which could serve as a promising substitute amid the deteriorating US-India trade relations. Historically resilient, India's textile sector once thrived under colonial restrictions, and now, in the face of renewed tariffs and geopolitical tensions involving Russia and Pakistan, it must adapt by diversifying trade partnerships and innovating to survive. The industry's future hinges on strategic decisions that could redefine India's 5,000-year-old textile legacy in an increasingly complex global economy. Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlights the remarkable journeys of Australian musicians who have achieved international acclaim, such as conductor Simone Young, who spent 3 decades honing her craft across Europe's prestigious opera houses before returning home to lead the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. The article celebrates the rising tide of Australian talent on the global stage, including Daniel Carter, now music director in Germany, and Ingrid Martin, assistant conductor of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. These artists, along with the Australian World Orchestra comprising musicians from around the world, exemplify how Australian classical music continues to thrive, bolstered by the passionate support of local audiences. Siobhan Stagg's story underscores the dedication required to succeed in opera, from her humble beginnings in Mildura to performing in Europe's major venues and returning to Australia for acclaimed roles, expanding her repertoire with new works like Unsucked Chin's The Dark Side of the Moon. Simone Young's historic achievement of conducting Wagner's Ring Cycle at Bayreuth cements her status as a trailblazer, with her performances celebrated for their emotional intensity and technical mastery, invigorating Australia's classical scene with her international prestige. The Independent offers a lively review of the Great British Bake Off, emphasizing how the show's seemingly unchanged format surprisingly delivers fresh emotional depth through its diverse contestants. The latest series introduces a vibrant array of bakers, including a Welsh queer artist exploring traditional flavors, a Hong Kong-born perfectionist, and a drag king pushing boundaries, each bringing unique stories and perspectives that resonate deeply with viewers. The episode's emotional climax features Ukrainian contestant Natalia, who creates a breathtaking cake depicting her homeland, evoking tears as she shares her story of love and loss amid conflict. Meanwhile, comic relief arrives with Hassan's disastrous Swiss roll, which, despite its appearance, delights the judges with its taste. This blend of heartfelt moments and humor keeps the show engaging, proving that even a familiar format can surprise and entertain, inspiring viewers to pick up their spatulas and embrace the joy of baking. The Sydney Morning Herald explores the controversial and financially significant debut of the Trump family's cryptocurrency venture, World Liberty Financial. Despite a rocky start with volatile trading, the token dollar Wolfie surged in value, with the Trump family controlling a staggering $7.7 billion worth of tokens, far surpassing their real estate holdings, thanks to a strategic insider deal. The venture's unique arrangement allowed the Trump family to profit significantly from the initial sale, with a portion of proceeds funneled through a deal with Nasdaq-listed Alt 5 Sigma Corporation, where key executives hold influential positions. This transparent yet complex web of corporate ties raises questions about regulatory oversight, especially given the family's high-profile political status. As Eric Trump promotes the project in Asia, and the family openly celebrates their crypto endeavors on social media, critics highlight the conflicts of interest and potential legal scrutiny. The story underscores how the Trumps continue to leverage their influence and visibility in innovative, albeit controversial, ways to generate substantial wealth amid ongoing debates over transparency and regulation in the crypto space. South China Morning Post introduces us to Emma Ishta, an Australian actress whose recent role as Kaylee in Amazon Prime Video's The Summer I Turned Pretty adds a compelling twist to the storyline. Her character, a secretary with a mysterious past involving an affair with Adam Fisher, introduces new layers of tension and family drama, especially as her history remains concealed from Jeremiah. Ishta's acting career began in 2014 with Black Box, but she gained wider recognition through her leading role in the sci-fi series Stitchers, where she played Kirsten Clark, a young woman recruited to solve crimes by entering victims' minds. Her diverse portfolio also includes short films like Shadow Puppet and TV series Gimme a Break, showcasing her versatility. Looking ahead, she is set to star in Lore Harbor, directed by David H. Vanghouse Jr., further cementing her presence in the industry. Off-screen, Ishta is also a trained vocalist and former model, having moved from Sydney to Paris, London, and finally New York to pursue her passions. She is married to Daniel McCabe, a talented filmmaker, and they share a son and a stepdaughter, bonding over their mutual love for the Beatles and family dance parties. The Independent reports on a striking seizure at the Seattle border, where authorities confiscated over 11,000 counterfeit Labubu dolls worth more than $500,000. These adorable yet eerie plush toys, created by Hong Kong artist Kazing Lung and produced by Pop Mart, have become a global phenomenon, with genuine versions often selling out quickly for over $40. The fake dolls, which mimic the original's rabbit-like ears and large eyes, are sold in blind boxes, adding an element of surprise that fuels their popularity. However, the surge in demand has also led to a booming black market for counterfeit versions, which pose safety hazards such as choking risks for children and potential breakage. The authorities' confiscation highlights the growing issue of fake toys flooding the market, especially as Pop Mart's Labubu series is projected to generate over $1 billion in revenue this year, outpacing traditional toy giants like Barbie. Consumers are warned to be cautious, as authentic dolls come with holographic stickers and QR codes, and the resale market often commands prices from $350 to over $1,000, with genuine items available on platforms like Amazon. The South China Morning Post also covers the troubling case of a Hong Kong auxiliary policeman who was suspended after being arrested for allegedly committing an indecent act while driving a taxi. The 57-year-old officer was transporting a female passenger in Causeway Bay when she noticed his inappropriate behavior, which she reported upon reaching her destination in Happy Valley. The woman, aged 55, told police that the officer had been masturbating while behind the wheel, prompting immediate action. The police force emphasized its strict stance against misconduct, stating that any unlawful behavior would be dealt with severely. The case is now under investigation by the Wan Chai District Crime Squad, reflecting the force's commitment to maintaining integrity and public trust. This incident underscores the importance of accountability within law enforcement, especially when off-duty officers are involved in misconduct, and highlights the ongoing efforts to uphold public decency and safety in Hong Kong. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.